All right, so we're going to be talking about family structures, effects on child development. So, for this study, we have to consider a few questions about the differences between each type of family structure and dynamic and development that we're looking at. So, the first question that we are thinking about is about family structures. So, are all changes and different structures equally crucial to the development? Are some more or less crucial than others, and how do they affect the child? The second question is if there's a causal association between the well-being and the family structure stability, meaning depending on the stability, how is the child reacting and responding to this change? And the third question is about different population subgroups. What are the many different reactions that we're going to see to each different family dynamic and instability that we see? For instance, the study mentions that boys have a more of a crucial reaction to this than females do, and whites end up having better development than any other races, depending on the change. So then we question, how do the changes affect children in the most prevalent ways? The first change that we see is the socialization. So either during a separation, an introduction to a parental figure, or transitioning to a maybe single parent family dynamic. This can damage or either be beneficial to the child's development depending on how this affects maybe the mother or the father, or how they are treating, responding, reacting towards their child at this time. Um, Another effect that we are looking at is the developmental periods. So, early and middle childhood are the most sensitive periods. They are very their personalities and who they are shaped mostly in this period, and so after this period, it's hard to shape them differently because it's already been established in this period. And then the final effect are the cognitive and socio emotional developments. They're very important because they can be highly predictive of different life outcomes in the child in the future. So, we will now discuss the findings of the experiment. So, most children experience one single transition in their lifetime, but the outlier is that some experience two or more transitions, and we find that the highest percentage, which is 92%, is between the ages 3 and 5. The second highest is 86 between birth and age, and 75 between 5 and 9. With one transition between um, birth and the ages of 3, we find that there are cognitive achievement and higher levels of external behavior than kids who had no transition. And while talking about external behavior, it is much more higher for children who have experienced one transition compared to children who haven't had one at all. And between children who are born into two parent families versus single parent families, their differences are more common than those who are born with one parent. And then when we talk about the exit of the father, children who experience this end up suffering developmentally at the end of the day. And here are the references. This was a very interesting topic for me to explore outside of the class that stretches out from what we have learned so far. And seeing some friends and more specifically my dad go through a family structure change in his life very early. It was interesting to see what type of findings and effects this could have had on him as a child. And this was very interesting.